Hello, dear students. Greetings to all. Today we are going to begin Act 4. This is the trial scene. We see the Duke, Antonio, Shylock, Celarino, Bassanio, Portia, Graciano, and Nerissa. The Duke informs Antonio that his opponent Shylock is a cruel person. Antonio knows the situation and thanks the Duke because he has tried his best to convince Shylock to be sympathetic or to be merciful. Now Antonio is ready to face the circumstances. Shylock appears in the court. The Duke says that keeping in view the great misfortunes of Antonio, Shylock would change his decision because Antonio has lost everything. All his ships were wrecked. But Shylock says that if he is not granted justice, the laws of Venice would be mocked at by the world. He clarifies that he is bent on crying for justice simply because he hates Antonio. That means the reason what he gives is that he hates Antonio. Bassanio reminds Shylock that this is most inhuman manner of feeding one's grudges. He further says that people do not destroy something simply because they hate it. Shylock argues with him in his own way. Antonio tells Bassanio that it is no good trying to change the thinking of Shylock, just as it is useless to give a moral lecture to the wolf that has killed the lamb. Ultimately, Antonio begs the court to pronounce the judgment. Bassanio offers Shylock 6,000 ducats, but Shylock rejects the offer and says that if he were given 36,000 ducats, he would not change his mind. The Duke tells Shylock that if he does not show any kind of mercy to Antonio, he cannot accept any mercy from anybody. Shylock says that he needs nobody's mercy. He gives the idea that if Christians regard their slaves as their own property, so he also regards the body of Antonio as his own property. The Duke tells Shylock that he has invited one Dr. Bellario from Padua to deliver the judgment. At this time, Nerissa, dressed as a lawyer's clerk, enters the court and delivers a letter to the Duke. Graciano finds Shylock sharpening his knife. He remarks that Shylock's knife is sharper than the axe of an executioner. He says that he can believe in Pythagorean doctrine that even the soul of an animal can enter the human body. According to him, the soul of a wolf has entered Shylock's body. The Duke asks Nerissa to read out the letter of Dr. Bellario. Dr. Bellario is ill, and that is why he is sending a young lawyer to pronounce the judgment. The lawyer is young in age, but very intelligent in his experience. Portia, just like a young lawyer, enters the court. Antonio and Shylock appears before him. Portia tells Shylock that he has brought a very strange suit. She tells Antonio that his life is also in danger. Now Portia makes an appeal to Shylock to be merciful. Shylock asks Portia why he should be merciful. Now Portia delivers her speech on mercy. He reminds all present and especially Shylock that mercy is spontaneous, not an extorted feeling. It blesses both the persons, the one who showers and the one who receives. Mercy is a quality of God in heaven. It is more powerful than the most powerful monarchs and emperors. But Shylock says that he is not bothered about the salvation of his soul. Portia wants to know if Antonio is not able to pay off Shylock's debt. Bassanio offers 10 times of the bond money. But when Shylock is not ready to accept his offer, Bassanio prays to the court to commit some little wrong in order to do a great good. That means to change the law for the good of a person. But Portia rejects his argument. Shylock is pleased to hear Portia's words and cries out, "A Daniel has come to judgment. Yes, a Daniel." Portia now requests Shylock to accept Bassanio's offer of money, but Shylock is not ready to change his mind. Portia again reminds Shylock that his claim is justified. Shylock again cries that a Daniel has come to judgment. Antonio is unhappy over the delay of judgment. Portia asks Antonio to lay bare his chest for cutting 1 pound of flesh from it. Now she asks Shylock if he has got any balance ready to measure the pound of flesh, and requests him to get the services of a surgeon lest Antonio should bleed to death. Shylock says that there is no provision for such conditions in the bond. That means Portia is requesting to Shylock to arrange a surgeon so that Antonio will be saved. But Shylock says that I will not do that one because it is not mentioned in the conditions in the bond. Antonio requests Bassanio to tell his wife his sacrifice for him. That means for Bassanio. Bassanio tells him that though he loves his wife more than his life, he would lose his own life, his wife, and all the world for him, for Antonio. Gratiano says that he would wish his wife to be dead and go to heaven to appeal to the gods to change Shylock's mind. Shylock, on hearing these words, says to himself that Christian husbands are unfeeling towards their wives. Now Shylock is ready with his knife. Portia asks Shylock to wait for a moment and reminds Shylock that in the bond only the flesh is mentioned, but not any blood. If Shylock sheds even a single drop of Antonio's blood, his life would be at the mercy of the Duke. Gratiano cries out of joy. Portia tells Shylock that he must have justice, nothing else. If Shylock cuts either more or less of flesh, all his property would be confiscated to the state. Now Shylock feels cornered. Now for the first time expresses his desire to accept 9,000 ducats. Bassanio offers the amount, but Portia asks him to wait. She reminds the court that according to the law of Venice, if an alien or a foreigner wants to take the life of a Venetian directly or indirectly, the alien's life will be at the mercy of the Duke, and half of his property will be awarded to the victim. Shylock feels cheated and entrapped. But the Duke remits the life sentence upon Shylock. The Duke suggests that one half of his property should go to the government, while the other half to Antonio. Antonio makes the request to transfer his share of property to Jessica. The Duke agrees to Antonio's suggestion. After the court is over, the Duke gives a suggestion to Antonio to suitably reward the lawyer, that is Portia. Bassanio at once offers 3,000 ducats to Portia, but she does not accept the amount. She feels compensated by saving Antonio's life. Bassanio again compels Portia to accept something as a token of gratitude. Portia takes the pair of gloves from Antonio. She demands Bassanio's ring. Bassanio wants to buy the costliest ring, but that is his wedding ring. And Bassanio is not ready to give that wedding ring. But Portia taunts him so much that Bassanio is urged by Antonio to give her his wedding ring. That means at last Bassanio gives his wedding ring to Portia. With that, we finish the scene. Dear students, this is the basic summary of the scene. In the next audio, the chapter will be explained more elaborately. Have a nice day. God bless you all.